Hey, it's Tuxedo Mark. It's 9:46 p.m. on Saturday, February 2026. And I recently, well, over an hour ago, but I came back from spending the day in Tampa at the Florida State Fairgrounds. They had Scaradise, a horror convention that was held in the Expo Center. So I want to tell you about that, but also show you the latest stuff that I got before the con. So first of all, got this shirt specifically to wear to the convention. Um, Now this came in the mail a while ago. I'll just open it up. I know what it is. This is very tough. Jeez. Okay. So this is Threesome. It stars Laura Flynn Boyle, Stephen Baldwin, and Josh Charles. So this movie came out 1994. DVD, I think, is from 2001. So it looks like it's got full screen and widescreen. So it's a flip disc. I got this because Michelle Matheson is in it, and she played Angela on Mr. Belvedere. She was my favorite character from that show. So I want to see some of her other stuff. So that's that. All right. This I got at a thrift store. These two books. They're the Honor Harrington novels. Well, two of them anyway, by David Weber. This is like hard sci-fi that takes place way in the future. Stars a character named Honor Harrington. So I got War of Honor and Mission of Honor. These were $1 each. I think I got the first book in the series as a Kindle thing. I haven't read it yet, but I've been meaning to get into this series. It's got a really tall, female protagonist, and I'm into that. So, yeah. All right. So that's all of the pre-con stuff that I got. So I woke up early today. I took care of my pets and everything. I went to Tampa to Scaradise. Yeah, I've never heard of this before. But they gave like a little permit thing to stick in the window of the car for parking. All right. So, who did I see? As if you can't guess already. All right. I'm going to start. Where is she? All right. With the lady herself, Hayden Panettiere. She wrote to Mark, Hayden Panettiere, and Claire in quotes. We had to wait for a while. The line started moving. I had to walk like over a minute to get to the back of the line. But at about 10, the event eventually started, so they started letting people in. I immediately went to look for Hayden's table, and I started waiting in line there for her to show up. And I think about 11:40 something is when she finally showed up. Um, but anyway, so yeah, she autographed the picture for me, and two more purchases that I made before the convention. I ordered the hardbacks of the Heroes comic books. So this is volume 2. Here's volume 1. And she wrote to Mark, Hayden Panettiere, Claire. Here it's she went with red on here. I think that might have been my suggestion. I don't remember. I think she was asking like which color to use. So I'm like, red. But yeah, that didn't work out too well. I mean, I could still read it, but anyway, here's volume 2. And she wrote to Mark Hayden Panettiere. She accidentally started writing the wrong character name. So she kind of decorated it. She filled in the box and she wrote Claire in red. But anyway, so that's that. All right, now let's go in order roughly of how I met all of them. So I believe next I went to Jessica Roth. She wrote to Mark XOXO Jessica Roth. So she's from Happy Death Day, which I haven't seen, mostly because you can't. It's not available for streaming anywhere unless you rent it. It's like it's not part of any streaming package. So I think, in fact, I told her at that point I might as well just get the physical media. Um, and she was kind of surprised that Happy Death Day wasn't like streaming. Um, not, I mean, you can rent it from Amazon, but I'm saying it's not part of any streaming package where you buy a streaming service and you can just watch it. No, but anyway, but I said that I saw her in the remake of Valley Girl. So yeah, and I decided to pick this picture, and I told her that gave off a Bruce Springsteen "Darkness on the Edge of Town" vibe. And she's like, I'll take it," and I said, if you look up the album cover, it's basically the exact same pose. Uh, in fact, let me show it to you as a comparison. See? Anyway, so that was that. Next, hang on, let me see. Okay. Next, I went to see Celeste O'Connor, and I know her from Madam Web, and apparently she was in the new Ghostbusters, or at least one of them. I forget what character that she might have played, but I know her really only from Madam Web. In fact, I told her that I'm not really a horror person that much, because I have I don't like to watch cute girls get killed. Which she agreed with me about that. She understood, and same thing with Jessica Ross. Actually, Jessica Roth. Actually, now that recall, I did tell her that too, and she's like, understandable. It's valid. Um, but Celeste was really fun. Yeah, she was really nice. Um, let's see. Okay. Next, Lizzie Broadway. I know her as Stephanie Stifler from American Pie Girls Rules. Um, now I've so I took this picture. She wrote down Emma. I think that's her character name on Gen V or Gen 5 or however you pronounce it. I've seen only like the first episode so far, but she was like, "Thank you for watching the series." I'm like, Actually, I just recently started it, but I know you from American Pie Girls Rules." So she's like, "Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool." So, yeah. Um, so that's that. All right. Next, we got Tom Wilson, to Mark, Butthead. Uh, and Lizzie just says Mark, Lizzie Broadway, Emma. Celeste says to Mark, CO, Heart. Uh, Jessica Roth wrote to Mark, XO Jessica Roth. Okay. So Tom Wilson was fun as well. He got the sticker, the sticky note to personalize the autograph. And he was like, "You would be Mark, I assume, or something like that." I'm like, "Yes, I would," and I assume you're perhaps Tom, and he's like, I I think I am. I'm like, well, I hope so. I hope I'm in the right line. So that was kind of funny. Um, oh, and he shook my hand after the photo, and um, I believe the camera app crashed on the person for the person I was taking the photo with my phone, so I had to reopen it. But anyway, so and then I almost walked off without the photo. He's like, Mark, your photo." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So that's that. Okay. Next, Shannon Elizabeth. To Mark, all my love, Shannon Elizabeth XO. All right. So I know her from the American Pie films, which I told her. I also told her that I know her from a made for TV movie that she did. She's like, which one? I said, the crooked E, the untread truth about Enron. And she got this look of amazement on her face. Like, she was like, wow, I don't know anyone that's ever brought up that movie. You're like the first. It's been such, it was such a long time ago. And I'm like, co-starring with Christian Kane of Angel. And she's like, yep, yep. Yes, it was. And so, yeah. Um, but yeah, she was really nice. Everyone was nice. Everyone was nice. But yeah. Uh, next. All right. Okay. So for Mark, Violet McGraw. All right. So I wasn't sure if I actually knew her from anything, but as it turns out, and I have the information, and now I forget where I know her from. Hang on, let me look. Let me look her up. She did The Littles last year. Huh. I watched the original Littles cartoon back in the 80s. And oh yeah, she's young Yelena in Black Widow and Thunderbolts. That's where I know her from. So yeah. So yeah, she was nice. Both sisters, because they are sisters. They have the same handler. So just gotta find. All right, yeah. Here's the other one. So this is Madeline McGraw. Um, and yeah, she wrote to Mark Madeline McGraw. Her handler was like, "Oh, he picked a nice picture," and she agreed. I think she really likes this picture. Um, but I think you see, I keep forgetting. I've seen her in. Yeah, she's in Black Phone. I haven't seen that, but hang on. Oh, she was in Toy Story 4. Huh. Um, hang on. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, she's Young Hope. Yeah. Okay. And of course, they were both sisters were nice. Of course. Um. All right. So now this one. Hang on. Okay. Two more. Truly outrageous. Anna Lore. Who is Anna Lore? You might ask. She's been in stuff. Nothing that I've really seen her in, except she played Stormer in a Gem fan film um, called Truly Outrageous, I believe. Um, and I told her, I'm a Gem fan from way back in the day, back in the 80s. And she's like, oh, wow, that's cool. And she was like, it's great that you've seen that. And, all right. And finally, okay. To Mark, XOXO, Amy Teagarden. So Amy Teagarden stars on Friday Night Lights, the TV series, which I haven't seen. I told her I've seen the movie, and I admit I hadn't seen anything of hers because she had asked me if I want her to write down a character name. And I'm like, see, the thing is, I haven't actually seen you in anything yet. Uh, but I told her that I looked up her filmography and that I'm interested in watching Friday Night Lights, and also that she did a surfing movie. And she's like, "Yeah, Beautiful Wave." And she smiled at that one. I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds like something that I would be into." And I think she did some Christmas movies too. Which Christmas movies, sure, yeah, why not? Um, but anyway, so that's everyone that I could see. Now for everyone else. I wanted to see McKenna Grace. And every time that I went there, the line was huge. And first I was told, when should I come back? Because they capped the line. They're like, I wish I could tell you, maybe around after 3. I came back then. The line was capped again. And I overheard them say that maybe after the Scream 7 panel at 5 that she might come back. She didn't come back, but only to work out the line that had been remaining. They gave everyone a special sticky to be readmitted to line. I didn't have one. Oh, look, I was sent away. I wanted to see Jack Quaid because he played Ensign Boimler on Star Trek Lower Decks. His line was huge. Every time I went there were a lot of people, and I suppose maybe I could have stood there and wait. I did stand there and wait for quite a while with nothing happening. So eventually, I just left, so I didn't see him. And I was looking at some other people. Ruby Modine, who co-starred with Jessica Roth in the Happy Death Day thing. She was there. But the thing is, I haven't really seen her in anything at all. And yes, I know I said that with Amy Teagarden, but yeah, eventually I just kind of passed on her, even though I had numerous opportunities that I could have gone there because her table actually wasn't that busy. Um, oh, in fact, when I went to see Anna Lore, um, turns out that she had gone to on a break or something. She came back to her table, and then but her cash handler went to the restroom or something. So anyway, I started talking to Anna, and eventually she's like, so are you gonna be getting something or just hanging out or what?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, combo." But your cash handler isn't here. Her cash handler came up with it. She's like, "Yeah, yeah, sorry." Um, but yeah, I guess technically Anna was kind of cool with just hanging out and chatting. Um, and who else was I gonna say? Not that who else was I gonna say, but rather who else that I was thinking about seeing. Because not seeing McKenna Grace was the big disappointment. Now I did see most of the Scream 4 panel because I noticed Hayden being projected on the screen to watch the Scream 4 panel, Scream 4. And then I went to see the Scream 7 panel, which McKenna was part of, and so was Celeste O'Connor. And so that was fun. And then after that panel, obviously, I had gone back to McKenna's line, but I was turned away because I didn't have a sticky note. But anyway, let's look at who else that I was considering seeing. I was glad with Shannon because it had like to be announced for her pricing, but hers was a normal, $80 for a combo, which is pretty much what most other people charged. Um, so Ruby Modine was someone that I kind of considered. Matthew Lillard, um, I know him mostly as Shaggy from the live action Scooby Doo films. Yeah. Oh well. Um, David Arquette from Scream. Uh, Alicia Witt. It says she was in Dune. I was trying to place her, but she was in the 1984 Dune. Um, and I believe she also does music. She had a bunch of her CDs for sale. But yeah, I passed on her because I don't think I really saw her in anything at all. Um, as I said, I couldn't get in to see Jack Quaid. Colby Minifie, she was in The Boys and Gen V or Gen 5, however you pronounce it, but I'm not too familiar with with those series yet. I haven't watched much of them, so I just passed on her. Um, Ethan Embry, Scream 7, can't hardly wait. So, nah. You see, Emma Roberts is appearing only tomorrow. And according to to the PDF file on the website with the rates for the with the pricing and everything. Apparently, she's doing autographs only, and fairly high price too. Um, so without getting a selfie, it's not worth seeing her really. She was in Scream 4 apparently, and Madam Web. So yeah. Tomorrow, a wrestling duo called the Inspiration um, will be there, but I'm not into wrestling. Um, Charlie Cox was there. Looked just like a regular dude in a white shirt. Don't think he was doing selfies. He was there today only, but I don't. I think there were no selfies. The pricing on the website was confusing. It said like certain amount for an 8x10 photo, certain other amount for everything, for anything else. Anything else. Um for like what was her name again? Hang on. Emma Roberts. It had selfie and combo, like there were black bars letting you know that she wasn't doing selfies or combos. With Charlie Cox, apparently he wasn't doing selfies either, from what I can tell. Oh, apparently Sam Reckner from Scream 7. I learned it during the panel that this was apparently his first con, and it was Celeste's first con too, as well. I think. I think I overheard someone say that. And that's why they put her and Sam next to each other, apparently, I guess. Catherine Newton from Abigail. I've gotten Abigail. Um, she was apparently an Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Now, did I actually see her there? I don't even recall. She was in Lisa Frankenstein. Um, but yeah, so I didn't see her. Jenna Cannell. She was in Renfield. Nothing that I've seen her in, so I passed on her, even though her table wasn't busy at all. Um, Skeet Ulrich, his line was huge. Um, I think the same with Ethan Embry, probably. Um, and I think that's about it as far as um, who I was going to see. Now let me bring up the photos and show them to you. I'll probably make like a slideshow type of thing eventually, like a video. Um, so I've seen. Oh, so I have seen Catherine Newton in. Oh, she was in Detective Pikachu. That was a fun movie. Lucy Stevens. Hmm. So she was Cassie Lang in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Um, Now, did I actually see her table there? I don't recall. She was the daughter, I think. Huh. But I don't recall if I saw her table. That's weird. But anyway, so let me just bring up the photos. So me and Hayden. Me and Jessica. Me and Celeste. Hang on. Oh. Me and Lizzie. Me and Tom. Me and Shannon. Me and Violet. Me and Madeline. Me and Anna. Me and Amy. And that's it. So, that's probably going to be all I'm going to do for conventions. I know next month, which technically next month starts in a few hours, but sometime next month there's MegaCon in Orlando, and there's a bunch of people from Star Trek and Lord of the Rings and stuff that I'd like to see. But the website doesn't say anything about selfies. There's no pricing. There's no mention of selfies. All that has is the autograph price and the photo op price. So apparently, it's like one of the only conventions that doesn't list selfie prices. So I think I'm going to pass on that. But yeah, I had a great time. And just want to share all of that with you. And when I got home, the kitties were happy to see me. And that's it. It is 10:25 p.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.